Welcome to Clydesdale Media. Fueled by C4, Cellucor, and Extend. Use the code Clydesdale to get 20% off the checkout at c4energy.com. On Clydesdale Media, where we bring you the widest array of content here on our YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notifier so you first know when new episodes are available. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Clydesdale Media. We just finished a CrossFit podcast, CrossFit Press Conference, where Adrian Bosman and Justin Berg were available, as well as Jeff Adler and Mal O'Brien, and the members of the media could ask questions of those four. So we're going to talk about that. The workouts have been released for quarterfinals. We're going to talk about that, and whatever else pops up through the comment section or through our minds. We are waiting for Charlie to hop on. He is coming, but he's got that new artificial hip, so it may take him a second to get to his PC. With that, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to launch. Well, it actually I literally ran from the press conference downstairs to get on, and I somehow have lost the piece to my mouse. Lost some stuff. Yeah, cool. Oh, there it is. Man, if it was a snake, it would have bit me, as my mom used to always say. So, there we go. Get my mouse in here, and then I'm going to pull up the workouts. We'll talk about those, and then we'll talk about the press conference real quick, because the workouts are a little bit Bozish, I think is the best way to put them. They're not exactly what you would see during a Dave Castro programmed event. So Boz is definitely putting his finger on the programming for sure. And so I am pulling that up now. Let's get the share screen. So with that, we have the quarterfinal workouts, individual test 1 for the men. And I'm going to try to blow this up a little bit. There we go. We have 9 front squats at weight 1, which is 225 pounds. We have 9 handstand walks of 25 feet, 15. Hey, Kat, you're not supposed to be here.
I got 10 minutes. I thought I'd jump on.
Okay. We have 15 front squats at weight 2, which is 185 for men, 125 for women. And then we have 15 muscle ups, finished with 21 front squats at weight 3, which is 135.95, and then 21 chest to wall handstand push-ups. There was a question asked during the press conference. I don't know if you saw the press conference, Kat, where they actually asked Boz why the new elements in the first workout of the quarterfinals. Why not let people kind of get into the groove of things before they did this? And Boz basically said, when you go from open to quarterfinals, you are upping the game and people got to be ready.
Yeah.
So that was his answer. Stuff. There is, which we'll get into. So that is workout 1, which adds those chest to wall handstand push-ups. They are not deficit. They're just chest to wall. And then if we go to workout 2, sure. And I blew that up. This is that dumbbell snatch or dumbbell and jump rope only layout. This is a 12-minute AMRAP of 8 dumbbell snatches, arm 1, and that these dumbbells are 50 and 70. And then 8 overhead walking lunges, with arm 1, then 8 dumbbell snatches, arm 2, 8 overhead walking lunge steps, arm 2, and then 40 crossovers. Now, I don't know. I have not looked at the score sheet. I guess we can do that now. To see the crossovers, are they double? Are they single?
Oh,
Have you looked, Kat?
No, I haven't seen that. I'm just worried about my like people's shoulders, like 8 snatches at that 50 pounds, and then having to keep it up for an overhead lunge.
So these are crossover singles. The rope passes under the feet once for each jump. A 2-foot takeoff and landing is required. No speed steps.
I'm more worried about the overhead stuff than the crossovers.
Yeah. I just was curious if it was a single or a double.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yo.
So we have that.
These are crazy.
That is workout 2. Welcome, Charlie. So Kenneth says, I wonder if I could even unrack a 225-pound front squat.
Yeah, you can do it.
Yeah. That is my party trick. Kat can do all the handstand push-ups in the world. I can just squat heavy shit. And then Michelle Shank says, not sure how I feel about the crossovers as a test of fitness. I don't know. Like, I can do crossover singles like pretty well. I don't think it's that difficult. But then again, maybe that's just another party trick I have. Maybe this is my workout. Well, no.
I've never tried them.
I used to just dick
doubles.
I used to dick around with them all the time.
Yeah.
Just I get bored in the middle of a workout and do them. So we used to do them all the time in swimming. So it's probably just one of those things like I learned a long time ago and never forgot. So then workout 3 is 5 rounds for time, 5 burpee box jump overs, 1 clean and jerk, add 1 clean and jerk after every round. This is one of those that just looks like it's going to suck.
Yeah, it looks like a trap.
1, it is a heavy clean and jerk, 275, 185.
Yep.
And it's fast. Those 5 box jump overs for an elite athlete are going to get done, and then back on that heavy clean and jerk. But it's going to get that heart rate elevated to then have to lift that heavy weight, which is really kind of like a brilliant concept for a sprint workout. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. You can get through a lot of rounds in 10 minutes.
Cool.
Then we have workout 4. Which is 20-minute AMRAP, 1,000-meter row, 50 GHD sit-ups, 500-meter row, 25 V-ups. So, yeah, that's a lot of rowing, a lot of GHD sit-ups, and the 25 V-ups just seem like an afterthought to me.
How do you judge those? That's what I want to know.
That was actually asked on the podcast, on the press conference.
Yeah.
And the question was, do you think it's going to be difficult judging the V-ups? And Boz was like, no, I think it's a simple movement to judge.
Okay. So the standard, we don't know the standards. Standards are what your hands have to touch your feet.
I could pull that up. It won't show because I'm just sharing this tab, but the V-up standard is each rep begins with the feet together, both feet touching the ground, both hands touching the ground above the athlete's head. Their torso and legs must leave the ground at the same time.
Oh, come on.
Each rep is credited when both hands touch the feet at the same time. The feet are together. The toes are above the top of the athlete's head. The torso and legs must both be off the ground when the touch occurs. How is it not off the ground if it has to be above your head?
And what does above your head
After the
mean?
feet leave the ground, they must remain above the height of the knees. If the athlete's knees bend incidentally, the toes must remain clearly above the height of the head when the touch occurs. Must be filmed from a side view profile. Any deliberate deviation from the V-up motion will not be allowed.
I mean, why would they do that? Why? Why would you put such a weird movement in an online competition like that?
Right. And it
They'd be
would
better
be
off with
hard
just
enough. It would be hard enough for the judging community that does this stuff all the time.
right.
Now you're throwing it out to the affiliates who have to figure this stuff out. And what elite athlete's going to struggle with a V-up?
Right.
Right. Like, why not just make it an ab mat sit up?
Yep.
You know, it's almost like being different for the sake of being different.
Mm-hmm.
They want to really weed you out.
I don't like that one at all. That one's going to be a shit show.
I love Boz. I love that man. But God, like, why? You don't need 3 new elements in the quarterfinals. You could have went with the crossovers and the chest to wall and been done. All right. Workout 5. This is deadlifts 21. It's 21 deadlifts at weight 1, which is 225, 155, 21 chest to bars. Chest to bars make a return to open quarterfinals. They've been gone for a little bit. Then 15 deadlifts at 185, 275, 15 bar muscle ups. Then 9 deadlifts at weight 3, which is 205 and 315, with 9 rope climbs at 15 feet. And Kat has to go. So yeah, that one looks spicy as well. Finishing up with rope climbs, not legless, just a regular rope climb. Thoughts on the workouts, Charlie?
I mean, I think that the deads are just going to be the rest. 315 is not terrible for an elite athlete. Unless
you're Josh Bridges.
Oh, then he'll rip through those. 8 seconds.
I'm just kidding. That was just a bad joke.
It's all about the angles. I'm old enough to remember it, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I think this workout's fine. I think that V-up thing is a little silly with everything else they have going on. I think like this burpee box jump over and with the one heavy clean and jerk, that's going to be the fun one to watch. Because that thing's going to get real spicy real quick.
Yeah.
I actually have a really bad thought in my head with this one, and I don't want to say it out loud because I don't want to.
Yeah, don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. I think I know what you're going to say, but don't do it. Don't even allude to it.
It seems, well, let's look at the description because maybe they have accounted for that. Nope, they did not account for that. You can jump off the box or step down. Your choice.
You better be
that just seems really dangerous with that heavy clean and jerk.
Better be stepping down. You're smart.
Yeah. I think that looks like the most fun one to watch. And then we have this dumbbell and overhead walking lunge with the crossovers. I think that'll be fine. I think for most elite athletes, this is not that difficult
sure
in any.
They've all practiced since last year.
Well, and it's not a double; it's a single crossover. That's a huge difference.
They're just gonna need to go watch
Rocky
3, and then they can figure it out. Maybe Rocky 4. I can't remember which one he did it
in the barn, it was Rocky 4.
4, right?
He probably did it in all of them, though.
Yeah.
And then we have that front squat, handstand walk, front squat, muscle up, front squat, chest to wall, handstand push-ups. I like the way it gets increasingly harder, because you're gonna knock some people out going up that ladder. As long as you don't have Lazar's Judge doing your chest to wall push-ups.
Everybody wants to do this chest to wall push-up thing. So I'm sure everybody's been practicing that too. So,
Corey, the only reason crossovers are dumb is because I could kick your ass at them. It's just one party trick that I have in my bag.
Fired.
Like I said earlier, we did those all the time when I was swimming, and so I can do them like in my sleep. If they're singles, the minute they turn them into doubles, then I've got issues. But singles all day long, even at 312 pounds, still can pull them out. But yeah, so those are the workouts. I know I was talking to people at our gym. There are people starting about 4:30 tonight to get some of these in. They wanted to tentatively, they wanted to see kind of what they were before they committed to any kind of time tonight. But yeah, they're going to get rolling tonight to at least try to get one of the two for tomorrow done. Before tomorrow.
1 and 2 are due win.
Tomorrow at 3.
Mm-hmm.
Noon Pacific. 3
Noon specifically.
Yeah. So I wanted to touch briefly on the press conference at CrossFit. They did address a few things. I don't think there was anything earth-shattering in that whole deal. But a couple things that were asked about were that Hiller asked about the layouts for the Open, and they did this whole thing with street parking ahead of time, which are pretty much all garage gym people. Did they talk to anybody about that before they put out these floor plans for the Open? Boz claims that they talked to some smaller gym owners and some garage gym owners and got the okay on all the floor plans. Then he did say that they did learn from this year some things that they could do differently. So they knew they weren't perfect about it, but they did do some research and they did reach out to some people prior to doing the floor plans. Tommy Marquez asked, what was some of the reasoning behind this year's quarterfinal workouts? And Boz just kept reiterating that this is a step up in testing from the Open. You have earned your right to this point, and now that you are in the top 10%, everything's going to get harder. So now that you're here, the game is getting ramped up. And as you noticed, the gymnastics are definitely ramped up. The weights are definitely ramped up. They are getting heavier and they are getting more skilled during this round of the test. So Jeff Adler and Mal O'Brien were on the call. They were asked how they liked the Open. Both of them said they liked it very much. Not shocking since both of them won it. I don't know if you're going to be critical about something you just won.
I hated it. It was the worst.
Yeah. But thank you for the money that I just won.
Right.
I did ask them, I said, to them. I said to Jeff, we just had you on a couple weeks ago, and you said that one of your points of emphasis this year is not peaking too early. Is it a bad thing that you won the Open? And I said, and that goes for you too, Mal. Like, how do you block out the noise and the competition from others to focus on the goals you two truly have? Because your goals are bigger than winning the Open. And they both said that neither one of them are in CrossFit shape. So they were actually both surprised they won the Open, and that Mal was actually giddy that she did as well as she did because she knows how much better she's going to be come games time.
Right.
And Adler said pretty much the same thing, that he accidentally won the Open, the old Matt Fraser line, and that he's happy that the unfit Jeff did as well as he did, and that as he moves through the season, he's more excited about what's to happen. Mal was asked what has changed has Matt developed as a coach as much as she's developed as an athlete over the last year? And she said, most definitely. He has learned a ton in the last year, and he is a far better coach now than he was when she first started with him. One interesting thing that I learned at the press conference today is that there will be no occupational games this year. CrossFit eliminated those without announcement, but they said during the press conference that the reason that those were eliminated is now that they're running the semifinals, they just don't have the bandwidth to run an occupational games as well as all the semis leading up to the games. And then Boz was asked, why in the world during your first ever open workout would you do a repeat of somebody else's workout? Like he was basically asked, it was your moment to shine. This is your first open workout, and your open workout was a Dave Castro workout from 2014. And Boz said that was intentional, that he wanted to pay homage to the Dave Castro era and put in a repeat. He thinks that doing repeats during the Open is important, and he thinks they got away from that a little bit in the last couple years, and he wanted to go back to it, plus pay respect to the Dave Castro era in the programming.
I agree with that. I mean, we do it all the time, so why not do it now?
Yeah, like it made sense, and maybe it shows how humble Boz can be, right? Like he could have meant, this is my coming out party, I'm gonna do something flashy, and instead did a repeat of somebody else's. I don't know. I thought it was a good question, actually.
I mean, he didn't invent.
Not going to say.
I'm not going to do Fran anymore because.
Right. Yeah, you're not going to do Mary or Cindy because someone else wrote it.
Yeah.
Join.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, Mr. Dowski jumps on.
I did.
So at different points of this show, we've had every single co-host.
Oh, good. So I just got to the gym. Well, the athlete I came to judge is currently, I don't know if I can show this. Well, I can't show it, but he just tried to do the handstand walk into the wall to get ready for his chest facing handstand push-ups, and he just crashed. So it's going to go really great over here.
He needs to do a cartwheel.
You're not allowed to do a cartwheel. Specifically says that.
So the last question, and then we'll get to Amy and what's going on tonight at her gym. The last question was that I got to ask was, why did you shorten the Masters quarterfinals from 3 days to 2 and from 5 workouts to 4? And Boz's answer was that the feedback from the community is that they're all working adults and we're having a difficult time doing the workouts on Thursday. And therefore they cut that out and thought that if they were very thoughtful about the 4 tests, they could make it just as good of a test as if it were 5. And you're muted, Amy,
I know.
if you're trying to talk.
I wasn't. I was trying to talk to my athlete to see if we can do a cartwheel, because Corey says you can do a cartwheel.
So
I think Corey was a
my
question.
response, if they would have let me respond to Boz's response, my question would have been, did you ever think or consider maybe releasing the workouts 1-2-2 instead of 2-2-1 to make it so that working adult only had to get one workout done in the first 24-hour period, and then when the weekend comes, then it would be 2-2. That would make sense to me.
I don't have any pistols. I love it. Minus the weight, but.
So
and Corey says, I'm a master's athlete and no one asked me.
Yeah.
Amy, you're a master's quarterfinalist. Did anybody ask you your opinion?
No, they didn't. But it is true. I am a working adult. But you know what I did as a working adult? In preparation for it, I took the day off on Friday so that I could complete it. And with enough notice, as a lot of adults, we could probably take the day off.
And if you did 1-2-2, you can get one workout in a day, because that's what you do every day, right?
Yeah.
And if you're an elite master's athlete, my guess is you're getting more than one workout in a day.
Correct.
Every
I
day.
am not that elite master's athlete. So all I want to say.
And Corey, with the 4 workouts is bullshit. They don't give a damn about us. I agree, Corey.
Well,
see
Corey,
Scott's riff from 24 hours ago.
Corey, you know what I don't give a damn about? The whole state of Michigan. That's just because
it always comes back to that.
It always comes back to being an OSU fan. Okay, Corey, you cannot. It specifically does say in the standards, we just confirmed that you cannot do a cartwheel. So that is BS.
So you have to do a pirouette in the air?
You have to do a handstand walk.
Can I do a handstand backflip into the wall?
Sorry, I cannot answer that.
So
question.
Here it is. Clock helped us out. Amy is right. The athlete must start with the chest and thighs touching the floor before moving to the lockout position. That answers all the question.
I could do a burpee and then do a cartwheel real fast.
Okay. I think that's probably against the spirit of the rule.
I'm just saying I could. All I have to say is I really hope that they change a lot of these workouts for the Masters.
Before it becomes Masters.
Because I'll tell you what, I'm just going to be logging 5 burpee box jumps.
That's really.
They'll just lower the weights.
That's a
185. Woof.
I saw the shadow of that man bun. He better get that 185 up.
He doesn't have to do 185. He's got to do
225.
275.
275.
Oh, 275.
You better eat something before.
So, and here's the other thing about that first workout, the front squats, is it comes from the floor. So, like my max squat clean is 165. I have no problems front squatting 155, but if I have to take it from the ground, I may not be posting a score on that if I have to do.
Well, not with that attitude, for sure.
So.
Yeah, 275 is 5 pounds over Corey's 1 rep max.
And
Corey, do you even CrossFit? What's happening here?
And this is how you can see there's a big discrepancy between quarterfinal athletes and semifinal and games athletes.
Yeah, I think you missed the part of the press conference where we said that Adrian kept saying over and over again in the press conference that you have earned the right to be at quarterfinals, and therefore the test is going to be much harder.
Yeah, I did miss that, but I expected that.
Yeah. Next sentence from clock. The athlete may not cartwheel or otherwise kick up into the handstand position.
Got it. Noted. Clock,
And
you're very
I know,
helpful.
Charlie, I'm practically useless.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can figure out how to. Go ahead.
Let me get your thoughts as a level 8 CrossFitter on these workouts that came other than the heaviness of the barbells.
Okay. I love test 4 and 5.
Okay. How stupid is a V-up?
I mean, it's stupid, but whatever.
How many judging videos are we going to see over the next 5 days where people are getting credit for bad V-ups?
Here's the deal, though. It is a foundational movement, precursor to a lot of these other movements, just like we've seen them retest at the games a single under, and some of those people can't even do single under. So I think it is appropriate to put some of these precursor movements into these harder workouts. I'm for it.
I agree with you at the games, because you have judges who do this all the time and you can trust them to follow the instructions given for the most part. Now you're throwing this out to all the affiliates around the world and saying, hey, judge this new standard on a V-up. Hey, judge this new standard on a chest to wall push-up. She didn't just shush me, did she?
She did.
Did she just shush me?
No, I just realized that class was starting, and so I didn't want to be on the podcast during a class. So I was telling the person I'm going to judge, come get me when you're ready. I don't want to be out here when the class is starting.
Is he a secret athlete? You didn't want to say his name?
Oh, Kyle.
You started to, and you're like,
yeah.
I knew it was. I saw that man bun.
Yeah. Corey, did you even read the workouts, dude?
He was hoping for us to do that.
He's a Masters. He didn't have to worry about him.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah. Those are probably in that workout they removed from you guys.
I hope so.
Yeah, my guess is the way Adrian answered my question, I believe that the test will be different for Masters because he needs it to be more complete. As for whatever. I think it was BS anyway.
I think I predicted, just with talking to people here, that it would be a wall facing handstand push-up would be in quarterfinals. I did not think about or consider crossovers. So, but at least it's singles, right? It's single crossover. So that would be a fun element, I think.
Yeah. I don't think they're that hard. I mean,
the weights are terrible.
Oh, the weights, sure. The crossovers themselves are not bad.
Oh, sorry. Yes, the crossover. Yeah. Sorry. Yes. I thought you were saying the workouts, and I was like, really? Because I'm really not looking forward to them. So. Yeah.
So that's pretty much the wrap up of the press conference. Were you shocked when you weren't here for this, but Mal and Jeff were asked if they thought the tests of the Open were good, and they both said yes. Since they both won, that's shocking, isn't it?
Right. I would assume that they would say yes. Yes, they were just great. Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, Mal was like, I really enjoyed them. I'm sure you did.
It was just a quick part of my day. Workout. Yeah. 3 weeks. It was like nothing.
Stated that she's not in shape and that she's giddy about what the rest of the season is going to look like when she actually gets into full-on training for the rest of the season. And Corey called bullshit on that. He goes, I watched her. She was fit.
Yeah. You don't get to be first and not be fit. Like, yeah.
This is why we
Jeff Adler echoed it.
This is why we need a villain who just comes out here and is like, of course, no one can touch me.
Yeah. Well, Jeff, if you heard Jeff on our podcast, he adamantly said he will podium this year.
He did.
Yeah.
But he also said he didn't want to peak too early.
Yes.
And so I asked him that, like, is winning the games then a bad sign that you're peaking too early? He goes, I'm not even in CrossFit shape yet. I haven't even started doing like
Open.
Metcons. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of men peak too early, but that's.
I think I peaked already.
And Corey says, you don't win the Open by being fit-ish.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they said. I'm just reporting the news.
Corey, is that why you haven't won yet?
Uh-oh. I think we're getting a rivalry started here.
I like it.
I'm going to be the villain, I'm telling you. Head of the table.
Yeah, we need to get you back to do the Open next year. You know,
and then quarters.
Then get you to quarters. Did our friend Darren make individuals and masters?
I don't know yet. I will find out.
I think he was really high on. He's really high percentage for the masters, but
yeah, he's only doing masters though.
Yeah, but I'm sure he made it for both.
We'll find out and report back to you.
That'd be good. I like that.
Well, he was going to do the individual. Then he saw the weights on this and said, no, I'm just doing masters now.
Charlie 45.
Oh, no. He thinks he can make it.
Oh, Darren thinks he can make it to the games?
He thinks those weights would be fine.
Oh, okay.
The individual weight. He thinks he can make it individual to semis.
No, he thinks he can do those weights. I don't know. He doesn't think he can make it.
Okay. Corey, he's 45.
Why you putting my business on the streets?
He can look it up. He's gonna be 46. Yeah, he'll be 46 in July. This is perfect.
Uh-oh. Okay. We got a whole year to get this thing together.
Yes.
Smells like a little comp coming. Hopefully we're still in business by then.
Corey and Charlie.
Yep.
The battle begins.
I like
CNC Music Factory.
I can't wait for next year's Open so I can be in that division.
Oh, you want a little piece too? I'll throw you right on that bus too, buddy.
Oh, there is some shit.
I'll be in the last year of my age group.
54?
54.
Then that's good because in 55 you could just go down in the weights and everything.
Because that's what I need is more gymnastics and less weight.
Yeah.
That will make me shoot right up the leaderboard.
Yep. Crazy.
So anybody, so did you work out today, Amy?
I did. And actually I was thinking about it. So that it was such it's an unusual movement that we don't program a lot, but it was actually, I think, a really beneficial movement. So, we did bench press. We're on a bench press and weight cycle. So I did 2 reps every 2 minutes for 10 minutes at 85% of my bench press. So that was interesting. And then it was an 18-minute partner workout. I go, you go, men row 14 calories and then women 11 calories. And then it's 14 alternating jumping lunges. And the combination of rowing and doing the jumping lunges on the quads were fire. And 18 minutes is a long freaking time. And when one round takes less than a minute. So, we got through, 19 or so rounds with the partner. But I was just like, this is such a great movement to add into training, because thinking about, I always look at when I travel, what are things I can do? And I'm like, well, this is something very efficient that I could do. Jumping lunges. So that was my workout. And tomorrow, I can't remember what I have to do tomorrow. I'm coaching it, so I'll be looking here pretty soon.
So yesterday we had the workout from hell.
The 100 wall
which
ball.
was the 100 wall balls every time you break 2 rope climbs.
Yeah.
I did that in my garage because I had a meeting and all I have is a 20-pound ball, which I don't use very often, and it
Mhm.
just ate me up.
Yeah.
And I told Pat that today, and he goes, "Don't ever buy a 14.
Yeah.
Don't let yourself go down." I
Yeah.
was like, all right. So today was a 35-minute AMRAP, 50 cal bike, 20 dumbbell hammer curls, 20 dumbbell push press, 20 farmer hold dumbbell lunges, 20 dumbbell RDLs, and then 15 tuck crunches, 30 sit-ups, 15 tuck crunches, and then a 50 calorie row. Rest 1 minute and keep going.
Okay, so do a round, rest a minute, 35 minutes. Okay.
Yeah. And then it was supposed to be done at zone 2.
It's really hard to do a workout in zone 2.
Yeah.
I do it every week in Orange.
And those, the worst was the core work, that 15 tuck crunches into 30 sit-ups into 15 tuck crunches, then back on the rower. It hurt. Even at zone 2.
Just
that
think
hurt.
You could have been doing V-ups and preparing yourself for some quarterfinals.
Yeah. So I don't remember ever doing tuck crunches at Shred. So I don't know if this is like, and we do them like a lot at Polaris, where you lay on your back, you get in a hollow position.
Yeah.
And then you pull your knees to your chest and you hug them and then shoot back out.
Yeah. I call them different things. We call them either like a lemon squeezer or it's a suitcase exercise. Actually, it's called like a suitcase crunch. We actually just did some.
Yeah. Lemon squeezing was a whole different thing when I was in college.
So, yeah. Yep.
But yeah, and everybody was like, that core piece into the row really fired people up. And so.
Yeah. Well, I better get head out of here so I can go judge this dude.
Well, tell Kyle good luck.
I will.
And stay tuned all weekend long as we're doing wrap-up shows on the quarterfinals. We'll have sound bites from all 7 of our athletes competing this weekend. I got confirmation back. I need to stop looking at the comments when I'm talking.
Focus.
And I got confirmation from all 7 of our athletes that they're going to be calling me to get sound bites as to how these are going. And then like tomorrow night, we'll do a wrap-up show on the first 2 workouts. And I promised them all that I would not release anything that they have until the leaderboard is finalized each day. So I'll put all that together and we will talk every night at Sunday. And then Sunday, I don't know the time I put on there because we have another show that day, but I think we can do it a little bit earlier, but with that, stay tuned all weekend. Look at YouTube for the notifiers and we will keep you up to date with everything going on in quarterfinals. And with that, good luck to all the quarterfinalists out there. And we'll see you next time on the Clydesdale Media Podcast.
Bye.